What I need though is a breaker bar, a 13 by 16, and a wrench. Oh yeah, don't forget about the wheel chocks. But wait, that's not it. There's still another important piece of equipment. There you go, the knee pad. Yes, people, take care of your knees. We have everything we need. The wheel is chocked. I have the jack, I have the breaker bar and the wrench and the key, and the summer tires are just here. Let's get this going. I'm starting with the front left wheel, and the first thing you want to do is to break those lugs. This is just elbow grease. I could use my gun, but you know what? It's gonna take more time to just plug it and bring it over here. Also, the guns sometimes they strip the lug nuts if you're not careful. By the way, if you're wondering why this here is green, that's because it's supposed to be filled with azote. I'm not sure I did fill it with azote last time, but that's why it's green. And now the next thing is to put up the car. But before unscrewing the lug nuts all the way, I'm going to break the other side as well. So where do I plug the jack? Is there a specific place under the car? And you can see it actually, it's there, that dented. But something that is super important to keep is the user manual. Because almost every question that you might have, you know, it can be around when do you service your car or what's this button mean? So everything can be found in your manual du conducteur, in your user manual. I just got a notification about expected rain soon, so I need to hurry up here. So yeah, I'm gonna put the manual back. Hey buddy. One last thing you want to check before jacking the car up is that the brake pedal is pushed all the way. This is just a pod, caoutchouc pod, that helps to not bend these rims here. Let's jack her up. And that should be okay. I just jack her until there's a little bit of space here where I can take the wheels out. Next step is to use the wrench to remove these bolts once and for all. I mean, not once and for all, but this is done. This is done. So this is actually super easy with normal, regular home tools. You want to keep your lugs clean. You want to make sure that there's no dirt inside. And I'm gonna show you a trick that we're gonna do afterwards to avoid them falling off when you're driving. I mean, they're not gonna fall off, but it strengthens them even more. And it protects them against vibrations. Well, you know what? No suspense. For those of you who knows, I'm just gonna use a thread locker. For those who don't, well, you'll see. And just like that, out with the old and in with the new. But before installing your new tire, you want to do some cleaning, right? I want to clean this bit a little bit. I want to clean also the discs a little bit, and you want to rotate your tires. So this one is FR, so for front right, and so this time I'm going to put it in the front left, and I have to rewrite that. I actually just noticed that the thread on my front wheels is thicker and is less used than the thread on my rear wheels. Yeah, I don't know if you can see the difference, front, rear. Upon investigation, I noticed that the rears are Bridgestones and the fronts are, I don't know what this is. I didn't actually pay attention when I got the car a year ago. I didn't think to check the threads. Don't make my mistake. Make sure to check that out. You want the 4 threads to be from the same company, same dimension. I mean, I checked them, it's the same dimension, but it's not the same company, right? And I don't know if this is an electric car thing, since it's a front wheel drive and the motor is in the front and the braking power is in the front. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you know anything about this. But yeah, it's odd. This is the first time I get a car and then I see that the threads are different. I'm probably gonna change the discs anyway next time I change the brake pads. So I'm just gonna remove some low-hanging dust and low-hanging rust. You can use a brush like these. These you can find in Canadian Tire, whatever you get your car gear, and it doesn't cost much and they're sturdy. I have this for like 3-4 years now. But I actually just thought of something. If you live in a warm place, if you live like in close to desert or southern US or something, well, you have zero rust to deal with. We hate rust up in the north because that's the slow killer for your car. Yeah, you guys are lucky if you don't have to deal with rust. Again, this is my front right, and now I'm gonna put it in the front left. And it's just a matter of lining it up, lining the holes with the thread. That's pretty much it. Some wheels are super heavy, like the ones for my Audis. I can't lift them like this, or 21 inches, and I just can't lift them with one hand, so I have to sit on the floor. But these ones, hope they are white. Yeah, probably. And once the first one is in, then everything else just goes in. So remember we talked about thread locker, and this is what I'm talking about. It's medium strength. I usually use the blue for my wheels, but there are different strengths that you could use around the other parts of the car. And the way you do it, just open it, put just a little bit of thread locker. Usually you want to put it on the threads here themselves, but I'm just gonna put it here just a little bit, and that's pretty much it. It's gonna turn, it's gonna put itself in a position. I was wearing gloves all the way until the time I had to touch my dirty wheels, and then I didn't have them anymore. So let's get these gloves back in. I just want to secure this one in position before adding the other ones. It's not that tough, right? But I'm breathing heavily because when you add Ramadan in the equation, it's not easy. So thirsty now, so I'm just gonna take a break. All right, let's do this. And now we'll focus on the rear tires. Front ones are done. I love these mags actually. The stock ones from Nissan, they're pretty cool. Of course, you're in winter, you don't care about it. We just put the cheapest rim possible because you don't want to keep your Pacific mags because they just gonna get rusted and go through hell in winter roads. But you're in summer, you want to pimp your mags. This is the same thing I do for my Audi. These are the 21-inch wheels, and I love these mags. And you can see how rusted the disc is. So I actually need to clean it before, yeah, maybe next weekend I'm gonna give it a clean to just remove all that rust. Yep, winter is tough on people and on cars. But you know what? For the rear ones, I wanna show you how easy it is to use an impact wrench. So let's go get it. First of all, just wanna make sure that the extension cord would be enough. Hopefully it's enough before I even go get that impact wrench. So I needed to go there. I really want to show you guys how this works, so I'll go try to find another extension. Couldn't find one, so the next best thing is to bring the car closer. So here's the beauty of an impact wrench. This thing has a driver and it works like a hammer. So this thing actually drives, not only turns, but like a hammers. So this thing is able to open anything you want. Up. Slowly making sure that the car is secure. Yes, it is. You don't see me put in any jack stands because I'm not going under the car at all. If I was going under the car, I'll definitely put the car on a jack stand. Don't trust the jack itself. The jack uses hydraulics and it can leak, you know, but jack stands are just pure steel bars holding the weight. Yeah, I wanted to show you how I can actually break these without a breaker bar, and that's again thanks to pure power. I need an adapter. So yeah, These tools are handy for sure, but one tool lead you to another, I think this is the one, 22. I think it's 22. I'm gonna take 21 with me. You know what? I'm gonna take the whole case. I said these tools are cool and all, that they are professional tools. You know, they're meant to be in a shop, being used every day. If you just need them once in a while, you're gonna waste more time trying to find the right adapters with the right tools, rather than just getting work done with basic home tools. Basic garage tools, I should say. All right, we found it. You notice it's not even touching? That's it. Again, maybe you can look at this slowly. And you see how it drives it? You see how it goes back and forth? It's like it hammers it at the same time. So if it's seized, then it goes up easily. Sometimes it also can damage your rims or your mags. Be careful about that, since it drives them, and these are rusty. But I'm not worried much, because these are winter mags. Like, you can get 4 of them for $40, $50, 16-inch. So I'm not worried, but I would never use this impact wrench, for example, on my Audi Max, or even my summer mags for this car. It's super handy if you like working in a garage and you do this action here 20, 30, 40 times a day. But if you're just working at your home, breaker bar like this one, and as we done for the wheels in the front, and you should be golden. The only reason I have my impact wrench is because I used to have a truck, a Mazda B4000, and it was rusty as hell, and so I was always dealing with seized lugs and seized threads, and so the only thing that could save me was this impact wrench that I just picked up. I think brand new cost something like $250. I picked it up from Amazon Marketplace for probably $100, but I've been using it for like the past 3-4 years. So I'm pretty happy about it. And sometimes I just, you know, it's like the big guns. Okay, when anything is seized, it's like, okay, stop, I'm gonna get the big guns. Now actually I can use the impact gun to tighten them, but I don't want to damage my wheels, and I'm not gonna gain anything. I just prefer to do them with the brake bar. Gives a little bit of exercise, I guess. I have one last important tips for you though, so stay with me until the end and I will share it with you live as I do it. One last wheel to go. I'm not gonna bore you with this one. It's gotta be just the same. See you in a bit. And for the last tip, I have to bring you somewhere, so come with me. And now we're going to the gas station. That's gonna be our last stop, and that's gonna be the last tip I want to share with you. The tip is to actually empty the wheel from air and then replenish it with new air from this season. You know that air changes volume, whether it's winter or whether it's cold or warm, air changes volume. And so every time I change my tires, I just make sure to empty the tires completely and then put in new air. So that's the tip I wanted to show you. So I'm going to empty this one. And I'm going to use the inscription here. So usually it's always in the driver seat. In the driver's side, you will see that the front 36 psi and the rear is 36 psi as well. It's like a storm is coming. I hope the audio is good.